Have you ever stopped to think that there might be things in your home that are preventing you from getting rich? That, without realizing it, you're sabotaging your own chances of building a financially prosperous future? The truth is that small habits and daily decisions can be draining your money without you even realizing it. And today, I'm going to show you 5 items that are keeping you poor, and you have no idea. If you want to change your financial reality, then pay close attention until the end of this video, because I'm going to reveal what these items are and, more importantly, how to eliminate them from your life to take a real step towards financial freedom. And if you want to learn more about how to improve your relationship with money, like and subscribe to the channel, because here I share content that can completely change the way you think about wealth. Now, before we get into the 5 items, I need you to understand something very important. Poverty is not just a question of how much money comes into your pocket. It has much more to do with how you manage and use that money. Many people believe that earning more is a solution to all their financial problems, but they don't realize that until they change their habits, any money that comes in also goes out just as quickly. And that's exactly why many people, even with a salary increase, continue to have financial difficulties. The problem isn't the money itself, but with the unconscious habits that keep people stuck in the same pattern. Now, let's go to the list of 5 items that prevent you from prospering. The first item that could be making you poor are invisible subscriptions. And I call them invisible because many times you don't even realize that you're spending money on them. Think about the services you subscribe to but don't use often. Netflix, Spotify, Amazon Prime, cloud storage services, premium apps that you forgot to cancel, a gym membership that you pay for but don't go to. All of these small amounts seem harmless individually, but added up over the course of the year, they can represent a hole in your budget. Let's do a quick calculation. Suppose you have 3 different subscriptions, each costing around 50 Brazilian reals per month. At the end of the year, you spent 1,800 Brazilian reals. Now think, if instead of spending that money on services you barely use, you had invested it, that amount, if invested correctly, could be growing instead of disappearing from your account every month. So, the first thing you need to do is review all your subscriptions and cancel those that aren't really essential. The second item that keeps you poor are status clothes and accessories. Everyone wants to dress well, wear a nice perfume, have a modern cell phone, but do you really need to spend so much money on these things? The problem isn't buying quality clothes or items, but rather wanting to maintain a standard that your pocket can't handle. You know that iPhone that you paid for in 24 installments? The brand name sneakers you bought because they were in fashion? The expensive watch you bought to impress others? Many people spend money trying to look rich, when in reality, those who really have money tend to be much more strategic with their purchases. Have you ever noticed that millionaires often dress simply? This is no coincidence. They know that spending a fortune on appearance is not a smart investment. So, think carefully before buying something just to maintain an image. The best way to have status is to build real wealth, not to try to look rich without being rich. The third item that keeps you stuck in poverty is harmless debt. You know, that credit card you use just to pay for some things in installments? Or that loan that seems like a great deal because it has low interest rates. Well, these small debts accumulate and create a cycle of financial dependence. Many people think that paying in installments is an advantage, but in reality, paying in installments makes you pay much more than the original value of the product. The problem is not only the money you lose in interest, but the fact that this behavior keeps you trapped in the system. If you really want to build wealth, you need to learn how to manage your money more strategically. And that means avoiding bad debt and learning to pay in cash whenever possible. Now, let's move on to the 4th item that's making you poor: convenient spending. And this is one of the sneakiest habits, because many people don't even realize they're spending money this way. Ordering food through an app because you're too lazy to cook, calling an Uber for a route that you could take on public transport or even on foot, buying coffee at a coffee shop every day instead of making it at home. Small expenses like these seem insignificant, but when added together, they can eat up a good chunk of your budget without you even realizing it. Let's do another quick calculation. If you spend 30 reais a day on delivery or unnecessary coffee, that represents 900 reais a month. In 1 year, That's more than 10,000 rays that could be invested. Have you ever stopped to think about the impact this has on your financial life? Now we come to the fifth and final item, which many people underestimate, but which has a huge impact on your financial mindset: objects that represent a bad past. This may seem strange, but the truth is that the environment around you directly influences your mindset and, consequently, your financial life. Many people keep objects that represent moments of hardship, financial losses, failed relationships, or even traumas from the past. And without realizing it, they carry this energy with them every day. Think about it. Do you still have that loan statement that caused you so many problems? Those clothes that remind you of a time when you felt bad about yourself? Those old bills from overdue bills? All of these may seem like just stuff, but deep down, they're reinforcing a scarcity mentality. If you want to truly prosper, start eliminating these objects from your home. This is not only a physical exercise, but also a mental one. Letting go of things that tie you to the past allows you to make room for the new, for a new phase in your life. Many people believe that it is only the big expenses that harm their finances. But the truth is that it is the small daily pleasures that, when accumulated, drain your money without you realizing it. Think about that afternoon snack you buy every day, the soda at lunchtime, the movie tickets every week, or even that fast food on the weekend. These small expenses may seem harmless, but at the end of the month, they represent a considerable amount of money that could be invested in something more productive. To avoid this trap, try writing down all your daily expenses and assess where your money is going. Often, you will discover that you are spending unnecessarily and that by cutting out or replacing these habits, you can save a significant amount. How many times have you bought something you didn't even need just because it was on sale, or because you saw an influencer recommending it? Impulse purchases are one of the biggest enemies of your financial stability. The problem is that marketing is designed to induce you to spend. Companies invest billions in psychological strategies to convince you that you need something that, in fact, is completely superfluous. Before buying anything, stop and think. Do I really need this? Will it add value to my life? If the answer is no, then you will be protecting yourself from unnecessary expenses and strengthening your financial health. Most people who face financial problems have one thing in common: a lack of planning. Often, money goes into their accounts and is spent without proper control. The result? It runs out before the end of the month. Without a well-defined budget, it is impossible to know where your money is going and where you can cut costs. Creating a financial plan is essential to escape this trap. Write down all your income and expenses and set limits for each spending category. The more you know about your own financial situation, the better prepared you will be to make smart decisions that will lead you to wealth. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you are surrounded by people who do not have healthy financial habits, it is very likely that you are also absorbing these habits. Friends who always encourage you to spend, family members who tell you that money is a bad thing, or co-workers who are always complaining about their salary but never do anything to improve it. All of these things can be negatively influencing you without you realizing it. Try to surround yourself with people who have a positive financial mindset, who talk about investments, opportunities, and growth. This will make a huge difference in your journey to wealth. Making money is important, but knowing how to multiply it is essential. Many people only worry about work and earn a salary, but they forget that leaving money sitting in a checking account is a big mistake. With inflation, your money loses value over time. That's why investing is essential to building real wealth. It doesn't matter if you start with little. The important thing is to take the first step. Learn about investment options, such as Treasury Direct, real estate funds, stocks, and even cryptocurrencies. The sooner you learn how to invest, the faster you will achieve financial freedom. Now, to recap, the 5 items that keep you stuck in poverty are invisible subscriptions, status clothes and accessories, harmless debts, spending on convenience, and objects that remind you of a bad past. If you want to take a step towards wealth, start by eliminating these habits, and you will see a real change in your financial life. And now, I want to know which of these 5 items has the biggest impact on your day-to-day life. Tell me in the comments. Enjoy and share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. Oh, and if you want to learn more about how to build real wealth, I left a recommended video here on the screen that can help you a lot. See you there.